So today let us start with the problem number 6. Right, already we have completed the problem number 5. So we shall look at the problem number 6. A truck is to be pulled along a straight road as shown in the figure. Right, so there are two sub questions we have to answer. Right, if the force applied along a rope A is 5 kilonewton. Right, so there are two ropes are attached to pull a truck. Right, so rope A, right, so at rope A, so there is a 5 kilonewton force is applied which is inclined at 30 degree. Right, what should be the force in the rope B, right, which is inclined at 20 degree. So this is the first part of the question, so that the vehicle moves along road. Right, so the force applied at rope A is 5 kilonewton, inclined at 30 degree. What should be the force in the rope B, which is inclined at 20 degree, so that the vehicle moves along road? That is first part of the question. Similarly, second part of the question, they are asking if the force of 4 kilonewton is applied at rope B. Right, so at what angle the rope B should be inclined so that the vehicle is pulled along the road. Right, so there is a truck here, so which is breakdown, and we have to pull the truck along the road. That means along the x-axis the vehicle will be moving. Right, so when the truck is pulled along the road, that means we have to pull the truck along x-axis. Right, by applying force in the rope A and by applying the force in the rope B. In the first part, they are asking force at the rope A. Right, force at the rope A, that is FA. FA is given as 5 kilonewton. FA is given as 5 kilonewton, and they are asking us to calculate what is FB. They are asking us to calculate what is FB, provided the angle between rope A and the x-axis is 30 degree. The angle between rope B and x-axis is 20 degree. When these two angles are given and one force at rope A, that is FA, is given, so what is the force FB? Right, what is the force in the rope B? That is the first part of the question. Right, let us start right with the first part of the question. Right, when the truck is to be pulled along x-axis, right, the total number of force will be applied along the x-axis, and even the resultant will be acting along x-axis. So that is what we have written here. Let the rope, let the force in the rope A will be FA, as I mentioned earlier, and in the rope P, that will be FB. Right, force in the rope A is taken as FA and force in the rope B is taken as FB. Since the truck is to pull along road, that is in x-axis, right, the resultant force will be acting along x-axis. If at all, if you have to pull the truck, so we have to apply the force along x-axis, along the horizontal plane. Right, so with the rope A and rope B, applying the force in the rope A as FA and applying the force in the rope B as FB. Right, by applying this force along x-axis, right, the complete resultant will be acting along x-axis. Right, so we know that the x resultant is acting along x-axis. Its inclination with respect to x-axis is 0 degree. Right, so as we have seen three cases, if resultant is itself is acting along x-axis, so our sigma fx will become r. So that is x component of resultant force, Rx, is equal to r cos theta. So here theta is 0, so cos 0 is 1. 1 multiplied by r is r. So sigma fx is nothing but Rx. So Rx will be equal to r. Right. So similarly, so we have to resolve the force along y direction. So we have to resolve the y component of resultant force r, ry. Ry is r sin theta. So here theta is equal to 0. Sin 0 is 0. 0 multiplied by anything is 0, right? So all the y components of force will be equated to 0 because Ry is also equal to 0. Similarly, Fx is equal to r. So we have to resolve all the force along x direction and we have to resolve all the force along y direction, and you have to equate the sigma fx value to r. Similarly, we have to equate the sigma fy value to 0. So this is what this equation will says, right? So now taking the first case, right? In the first case, they are saying that force Fa 5 kilonewton is acting and with the angle of inclination 30 degree. Right? This is the force A at rope A, and they are asking us to calculate force B with angle of inclination 20 degree. Now let us resolve this force with their angle of inclination along x-axis and y-axis, right? Actually, we need only one equation to solve one unknown, right? If you apply sigma Fy, so that is equal to Ry, where Ry is equal to 0 here in the above equation, right? Equating this sigma Fy is equal to Ry, so Ry is equal to 0, considering the all y components of all the force, right? All the force means how many force we can expect here? So there are two force in the rope A and in the rope B. So let us resolve all this force along y direction and find out their y component and equate it to 0, right? So component of Fa along y direction, it is upwards, right? So this is the force and this is x component, right? So y component will be equal to Fa into sin 30. Similarly, so this will be the y component of force Fb. So this is x component, right? We are now right now interested only about y components, right? So y component of this, y component of this, right? Fa sin 30 minus Fb sin 20, which is acting downwards. Fa sin 30. So here Fa is equal to 5 kilonewton. Fa 5 sin 30 sine with respect to angle x-axis 30 degree, theta is 30 degree, which is acting upwards, that is why plus. Similarly, y component of force B, that is minus Fb sine 20 degree. Angle of inclination with respect to x-axis for force Fb is 20 degree. Right, equate this equation to 0 because Ry is equal to 0 since the resultant force is acting along x-axis, right? So x-axis, so theta is equal to 0 at this case and it is equated to 0. Right, equate all the force to 0. Then we can get the one simple equation. Fb sin 20 is equal to 5 into sin 30 is 1 by 2. Right, 5 multiplied by 1 by 2 is 2.5. So now we can calculate what is Fp. Fp is equal to 2.5 divided by sin 20. This will give as a force in the rope B as Fb, that is equal to 7.3 kilonewton. This is the first case when theta with respect to Fa is 30 degree and theta with respect to Fb is 20 degree, given with the force Fa is equal to 5 kilonewton. Right, at that time we can calculate what is Fb. This Fb is equal to 7.31 kilonewton. Right, similarly in the second case what they are saying, so force Fa 5 kilonewton is given and in the rope B force acting is 4 kilonewton, right? But at force A, the angle of inclination is 30 degree, right? So what will be the angle of inclination the force B when force Fb is equal to 4 kilonewton? In the first case, they have given the angle of inclination and they are asking us to calculate the Fb value. In the second case, they have given the force Fb value and they are asking us to calculate the theta of Fb with respect to x-axis, right? So that is the second part of the question. They are asking us to calculate this angle, right? Similarly, so we'll go the same concept, right? We know the sigma Fy, that is equal to Ry. Ry is equal to sigma Fy. This is Ry, which is equal to sigma Fy. So that is equal to 0 as we have seen in the above case, right? So as we have seen in the above case, Fy component of force Fa sin 30 upwards, right? Y component of force Fa sin 30. Theta is given for the Fa. We have to calculate the theta for Fb when Fb is equal to 4 kilonewton. Fb value is given here in the second case. we have to calculate only the angle of inclination for force B, right? When force is F, FB is equal to 4 kilonewton, right? So in this case, FA value is given 5 sin 30, FB value is given 4 sin theta. It is acting downwards. 5 sin 30 minus 4 sin theta is equal to sigma Fi, that is equal to 0, right? So now we can calculate 4 sin theta is equal to send this 5 sin 30 to other side, right? Or send this 4 sin theta to other side. So this will be the simplified equation. 4 sin theta is equal to 5 into 1 by 2, where sin theta is equal to 1 by 2. Now sin theta is equal to 2.5 divided by 4. Take this 4 to this side. Now sin theta is equal to 2.5 by 4. So theta is equal to sin inverse of 2.5 divided by 4. So that will give the theta as 38.63 degree, right? So this is the angle of inclination. So 38.63 when force FB is equal to 4 kilonewton. This is the complete problem, right? So two cases when force Fa is equal to 5 kilonewton, angle of inclination with respect to force Fa is 30 degree, angle of inclination with respect to force Fb is 20 degree. At that time, what is the force Fb? This is first part of the question. In the second part of the question, they will be giving the Fa value, force in the rope A, as well as they will be giving the force in the rope B, that is Fb, 4 kilonewton, and they are asking us to calculate what is the angle of inclination for force FB. This is FA and this is FB. Right here, theta is 30 degree and here theta is unknown. At this point, force FA is 5 kilonewton and force FB is 4 kilonewton. So what is this angle they are asking? What is this theta we have to calculate, right? Where this theta is equal to 30 degree. This is equal to 30 degree and we are asked to calculate what is this theta with respect to force FB. That is what we have got here. 38.63 degree is the unknown theta which is calculated in the second case of the problem. So next time we'll continue with the problem number 7.